I got COVID. I found out I was pregnant. And I got engaged. Hello, beautiful people. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? What's going on? Welcome back or welcome. If you are new here, I appreciate you so much because, listen, you're new here and I haven't dropped anything new for like 2 months. And then if you've been here, I appreciate you because y'all been sticking with your girl. It's been a roller coaster. Like, I had all of these plans for Vlogmas, and it just went like, didn't happen. So let me tell y'all what happened. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to go with, I'm back. So for those of you who don't know, I got COVID. I found out I was pregnant and I got engaged. So I had COVID and that was crazy. So I got COVID. They called me and told me I had COVID on December 11th. So David actually came home and he was sick. And I actually had already known I was pregnant, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And I was like, okay, you're not feeling good. Let me mask up whenever if my family comes around and stuff like that. Let's take extra precautions. And he actually did not go get tested instantly. And I was like, well, I'm pregnant, so let me go get tested. I got tested for COVID and I got tested for the flu. So that week goes by, I get a call on Friday saying you tested positive for COVID. And I'm like, well, great. And I think I want to say that, so he came home and said he was sick that Sunday, Monday, and I started feeling sick Wednesday. And I want to say that's when I got my test. Okay, so here are what my symptoms were. Fatigue, shortness of breath. I had a low-grade temperature. I had chills. I had a cough. I had body aches. And I lost my sense of taste and smell. And the worst thing for me was losing my sense of taste and smell. And it put me in a down place mentally. Because I want to say it was like that for 2 weeks. Where I couldn't smell or taste anything. And girl, I'm recording. No, ma'am. Like when I say nothing, I was like sniffing essential oils. It was nothing. Like I was so down. Like I was just literally only ingesting liquids like Gatorade, water, and chicken broth. Like wonton soup from the Chinese restaurant. I didn't want anything else. Eating foods and not tasting them, the textures of food. I'm already a texture foodie. And that just made me like a texture foodie to the extreme. And certain things I was like, absolutely not. It's too mushy. I don't want it. Like every day I was trying something. I put my, cause I was stuffy too. So I was in the shower. I put my head over boiling water, stuff like that. There were certain things that I couldn't have, like lemongrass and stuff, because I was pregnant. So it was just a really rough time. It took me a while. I won't say a while. It took me a minute to test negative, and I actually had to have 2 negative tests in order to go back to work. Excuse me. 2 negative tests within 24 hours in order to go back to work in the office. And then, which thankfully I'm blessed enough to be able to work from home. So I didn't have to take any days off while I was home with COVID. For the doctor's appointments, because I still needed to get my confirmation of pregnancy. There were some other things that I needed to do to go to the doctor with. And they were like, oh, you have to test negative for 10 days to come back. And every time I kept going to get those every time I went to go get a COVID test to make sure that I was negative, it would come back positive. So they were like, oh, we have to start over the timeline. And I'm just like, but it's been X amount of days. I don't understand why we have to start over the timeline, even though I'm still testing positive. So that was a little frustrating because I really want to get in there to see the, to get the confirmation of pregnancy. But it is what it is. Man, she is so rude. It is what it is, and everything ended up working out. So let's go to the engagement. The day I found out that I was positive with COVID is the day David proposed to me. And that was the day he was actually going to propose to me. He had already had everything planned. It was the day of his job's Christmas work party. And I was being a brat, y'all. I was like, I don't want to go, COVID. Like, I really don't want to be in people's face. I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, no. And then you know, you should come. Come on, babe. Like, just come for me. And I was like, all right. And then in my mind, you know, in the back of my mind, somebody forcing you to like, come to the Christmas party, babe. I'm like, what you trying to do? You trying to propose or something? So I made sure my nails was done. If you was on my Instagram, you saw, yeah, the nails was cute. Press ons, honey. But anyways, so my mom was like, you should just go. She was like, I want to say a month maybe before the Christmas party. She was like, you need to get a dress. You need to wear a dress. I'm like, I'm just going to wear one of my regular dresses that I have. They're fairly new. I'm just going to wear, why am I going to buy a brand new dress for this Christmas party? It's not like, formal anyways. And she was like, no, you need to get a dress. So she bought me a dress because I was so adamant about not getting a dress. I bought me some shoes to go with the dress. And so the day David comes home from work, for us to go to the Christmas party, like, they called me 5 minutes before he walked in the door to tell me I tested positive. And I told him, and I was so mad because I knew I got it from him, because like I was so careful. You know, he was being a hardhead, a little knucklehead, not doing what he was supposed to do. And I'm just like, listen, I have COVID. I'm not going to this party. He was so upset. And he was like, babe, come in the living room. Like, he was upset too. He's like, come in the living room. I'm like, no, because I'm sitting in the bed, t-shirt and some underwear. Like, no, I'm not going in the living room. I'm upset with you. I don't want to talk to you. You got me sick. So he's like, fine, I'll come to you. And he comes in there and he gets down on his knee and proposes to me. And the ring was beautiful. Like, I love that man so much. And I give him so much hell sometimes, especially when I'm upset. So he tells me mom and dad were in on it. Like, my whole family, my mom and dad, my brother, my aunt, they were all in on it. They were all going to be there. Like, they were going to have them park in the back, have them in there waiting when I got in the Christmas party. Like, and it's so funny because like maybe 2 weeks prior to that, like, I don't know, the marriage talk between me and him was coming up a little more frequent. And I was telling mama, I was like, well, has he talked to y'all? You know how you talk to your mama, you know, like, get the tea. I'm like, well, has he talked to y'all? Because listen, I'm not down for him proposing to me and he ain't come talk to y'all about marrying me. Okay, like, I'm not down for all of that. I'm extremely close to my family, if y'all don't know. So I'm like, if he hasn't come to y'all, it's a problem with me. And she's like, no, girl, no. My auntie over there like, no, girl, he ain't come say nothing to us the whole time, honey. He done been talking to them. Like, I want to say so when we found out we were pregnant, which I'll transition to that in a second, November 30th is the day I found out I was pregnant. And that is the day he went and talked to my parents about proposing to me. And that was a whole beautiful moment between them. Just hearing my parents talk about it and hearing him talk about it, it just made me feel good. And I had all these smiles across my face. But yeah, so he had everything planned. He had the ring for like a few months, he said. And like the day he proposed, he was like, I just cannot wait anymore. Like, I've been waiting so long to propose to you. He was like, I can't wait. Like, he had his whole job in on arranging this proposal for me. So I am truly blessed to have that man in my life. And yeah, I love you, baby. Mwah. So, okay. Rewinding to November 30th when I found out I was pregnant. My cycle was late. It was supposed to come on maybe like a week or two prior to that, but my cycle is never regular. It like fluctuates a week to 2 weeks. Sometimes it's not. It's just how I've been, especially like my whole life, especially since I stopped taking birth control. But I was like, oh, my period. Girl, she's so rude. Girl, don't look at me. I know you cute. That's not gonna save you. Okay? Anyways, so I'm telling my mama, my auntie, my cycle need to hurry up and come on. Like, my breasts are sore. I'm getting like cramping, like my cravings and stuff are going all over the place. And I'm just like, my cycle need to hurry up and come on. Like, I don't know what it's doing. So I'm not gonna lie, me and David have been trying to conceive for about a year. And it's one of those things, like, me and David, we're going to be together, 8 years this year? So, like, if it hasn't happened, you know what I'm saying? But in between that, I was on birth control and stuff through some parts of that. But still, like, it hasn't happened, so I don't know if it can happen. Like, it was a discussion we had that we didn't know if we could have children or could conceive. So I take, you know, like any female, you're late. I wasn't thinking that I was pregnant because I've taken so many pregnancy tests and they all came back negative. It was just like, okay. So I was thinking that was going to happen. So I took it, and I think instantly, when I say instantly, popped up with the blue plus sign because I use clear blue. I didn't have to wait any amount of time. I was just like, oh shit. Oh my God. Like, excuse me, Lord. I was like, oh my goodness. So I took another one because I just wanted to make sure, you know, false positives. Instantly. David was at work. I called David. I was like, babe, I was shaking because I was so happy, so nervous. Like, there's so much emotions. And I was like, babe, I need you to come home right now. Like, are you busy? Like, are you able to come home? And he was like, yeah. I said, come home. I said, don't speed. I'm fine. I'm okay. I just need you to get home, like, now. So he comes home. I don't say anything. I just take him to the bathroom with me. I wish I would have recorded it, but you know, those moments are just like such gems in life that I don't know if a camera would like even do it justice for me to be holding a camera to like have that moment, for me to be recording that moment with him. So I just walk in the bathroom and I show him the pregnancy test, and he's like silent, and his face just starts to get red and he starts to just tear up, and it was so beautiful. It was a beautiful moment, and he was just so happy. Like, we've been working like so long and we didn't think we could have children, and then like here we go with this miracle baby that just pops up. So now it's like, all right, we're in for a ride, and I want this ride to be like all the way to the end. I want a successful pregnancy and stuff like that. So that's where my mind is now, which I'll go into my pregnancy in other videos outside of this one. But yeah, so after Thanksgiving and before Christmas, pregnant, COVID, engaged. You can't make this stuff up. Despite all of that, you know, 2 were a major blessing. I have no complaints. I'd probably do it all over again. I wouldn't change anything. I couldn't change anything. It's just weird how God works. It's so weird how God works. And another thing, which is so weird, speaking of God, it's so weird. So when I was in high school, before I leave, I'm gonna tell y'all this story because it's so profound, the power of the tongue. When I was in high school, for whatever reason, I made these goals, like, what teenager says they want to buy a house before they're 30? I completed that goal. But what teenager before they're, like, what 14, 15-year-old is like, I want to buy a house before I'm 30? Says that. For whatever reason, the Lord planted that seed in me, and that's what I did before I turned 30. So I told God when I was in high school that I want to adopt 2 children before I have my own baby. And I'm thinking, because we just got Kiwi. We got Kiwi what? The beginning of last year? Somewhere around that. And towards the beginning, the middle. And she was our second baby. I know some people don't like to look at their dogs as their children, but those are my babies. Like, I protect them. I go in mama mode over them. I do everything for them. Those are my children. Those are my daughters. Those are my babies. Like, it's crazy that after we got Kiwi, we are pregnant. I don't know. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. Is it God? I think so. The power of the tongue is real, y'all. Because I don't know. It's been so long. This is like legit my very first pregnancy. Like, I've never been pregnant in my life before this moment. Like, ever. So, y'all tell me. But anyways, again, I appreciate y'all for being here so much. It means the world to me. I'm going to try my best to be more consistent, especially as I get into this 3rd trimester, because I am 4 months now. I don't know if I want to post my pictures yet. I just feel like a cow, y'all. I just feel so fat. I was already plumpy, and now I'm getting even more plumpy, which I'm not complaining, because, you know, thank you, Lord, for this blessing. We're going to ride this thing, honey, all the way through. But, yeah, you know, girl feeling a little self-conscious at the moment with her body. and I'm sure I'll get over it. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know down in the comments how you've been doing, what's been going on. Has life been treating y'all well? I hope so. I hope life has been treating y'all well. COVID's kind of like calming down a little bit. So I won't even say calming down a little bit. The vaccine is out now. So that's providing a little more hope, a little more uplifting spirits. So hopefully we can turn this thing around before the end of the year. I won't be having a baby shower in person. I'll just be having an intimate gender reveal. So, you know, COVID has been making decisions for me. I won't be having a big wedding. Hopefully next year we can have a reception to celebrate when we get married. Well, that we've gotten married, to celebrate with friends and family. But other than that, yeah. I've been good. Slowly getting my energy back. I'm feeling like a normal person, feeling like normal Jazmin. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.